heroes, like even just the first 2 heroes on compLexity.
Dire team ban.
Ooh,
There's the Tiny. First time he gets picked up this series. We saw him banned out earlier, first game, I think. But
I mean, Chaos Knight, I mean, just hit him with a couple, hit the illusions with a tree thwack or 2, and they're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of see it both ways, right? If CK could get onto Tiny, Tiny has 0 base armor, so he dies fast too. I can't find Tiny.
Is that the T? You're welcome.
All right.
Never gonna get.
I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it worked for Arteezy, it's another one of those now with the tree. He can farm the jungle just as quickly, not as quickly as a gyro, but very close.
The like similar style hero would be Sven, right? But Sven is slower. I would say that's like the most significant difference. Is
and less
Sven's
solo kill potential.
And Tiny is just a lot faster. Comes online, gets kills by himself.
This is going to be a very... I mean, the last game was pretty... By 10 minutes, there was a tons of kill. I think it's going to be a lot the same this game, especially with an Enchantress Undying.
Yep, there's an Ogre Magi ban on the side of compLexity.
Ogre, so they think it's a offlane Enchantress.
Yep. I mean, if...
Nah, I think it's gonna be a Fear Enchant, right?
Yeah, because
you played it yesterday.
I think you're a little bit too squishy for core Enchantress.
Yeah,
I don't think Enchantress could lane against CKA, right? Whereas I think the Puck off lane actually does a lot better. But
the only heroes that can really do that are like Tide and kind of Abaddon and
maybe Bristleback.
Yeah, maybe.
Man, we didn't talk about that last game either. Universe in the laning phase just absolutely handled Moo, which is to be kind of expected, but he was like 40 CS up at like 10 minutes in, which was insane. And if Universe has another good... I mean, that's when you need Universe to have a good performance, because he was their mover.
And that also means they assume it's mid-puck, not just off-lane Enchantress.
Yeah.
Right? Which is kind of weird to me, because I'm assuming this is off-lane puck.
Universe puck once again, yeah.
I'll move it over, but you know. Still could go both ways.
So I was thinking...
And they ban OD. So what does that mean for EG? Oh,
that means that they want to have Medusa.
Okay, no Puck's back to the offlane.
Yeah,
we
get
were
back
right.
there, Puck. Yeah. You big goober.
The Dusa counter to Chaos Knight.
I gotta see what compLexity picks here, but this could if compLexity just picks another high tempo one, it's pretty much gonna be, can EG hold a couple pushes and then win, or is compLexity just run over him?
It's like Mirana banned?
No, Mirana's still in the pool.
Yeah, heavy magic damage against Tiny Medusa in the early game is super good.
Yeah, and it's a pretty good diffusal hero too. Weaver's also
still in the pool.
I don't think Weaver's
AoE stun between Tiny and then the AoE silence from Puck makes the game hard for you.
Yeah. And giving Rubik Sakuchi.
Is Tiny enough to also not go for the PL?
Like literally the best.
I think PL's too slow in this game. Even though it is very good versus Medusa, it's not that good versus Tiny in like the early game. Like even with Diffusal, he runs out of mana, you do no damage to him.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too, because they would have
Mirana, good call, Cap.
Yep.
Run in Shiver suggestion, they could run Chaos Knight H and Apparition mid. I don't know if that could do anything.
I just don't like PL as a hero. I'm like that, like Lumi with Visage. I don't know. Well, that's it. It really feels like this. If compLexity gets a good laning phase and they win like one team fight in the base, they win. But if EG holds 1 or 2 pushes with RTZ farming well.
How's the search for Mirana going?
It's not at the M.
I mean,
somebody misplaced it.
I said that and then I found
like
it in
just
the M.
purely through the fact that even if you don't have any judgment on what lineups are better.
I mean, Lich is close enough.
If you just read the judgment of compLexity were wrong about their last ban,
it's not Lich, by the way.
And did not have a good idea of what EG were doing, like doesn't that give EG the advantage?
Yeah. No,
and then on top of that, you're looking at like, okay, Dusa hard counter is Chaos Knight.
I got it.
Axe build is super
It was
strong.
in the M.
It was in the M. My bad, guys.
All right, Lumi. What do you reckon?
I like what Cab was saying, and I just like the fact that Arteezy just came off a very, very good game as a similar type hero. I'm going with EG.
What do you reckon, Lumi? Lumi has to go first.
Okay.
Sorry, I need a. I don't.
For the thing, otherwise it doesn't keep the predictions properly or something.
Lumi's
like
out of breath. Wait up.
Yeah, he's got to study the draft first.
It's a tough jog over.
I like EG's draft as well. I've only seen Undying lose. I feel like he does well 5 minutes in, and then he just
literally he's like a 15-minute hero.
Yeah.
I do think that compLexity made a mistake with their last ban, but I always like their last pick. I feel like the snipers saved their lineup quite a bit for Game 2. Game 3, I think Mirana's pretty good. Still going to go EG, though.
All right, I'm going to go for compLexity. They can play fast. They can make it Undying work, perhaps. We're going to find out, though, who is taking the direct route to the grand finals and who is to battle in the lower bracket. Find out with ODPixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Jess Shiva. This final deciding match between EG compLexity in this best of 3. And we are ready to go. Of course, RTZ getting that Tiny that we've seen him pull out the other day and have some very, very strong performances on. And again, looking back to compLexity, they have that matchup. They have that combo, the Sanking AA that they are so strong with.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to take this one, Fogged. I mean, out of the back of the draft, is there a team that you sort of favor or anything you sort of worry about?
I don't need to say anything. The panel pretty much, I think they actually hit like everything just on the head. compLexity has this very run at you lineup. EG needs to take it to the later stages. If they get run over in this laning phase, I'm very concerned for EG because Tiny and Medusa, these two heroes, require a decent amount of items to really be able to participate in fights. So now we're going to look at lanes. I think we're going to see like this double dodging thing happen because I think EG, they want to have the puck versus the Sanking again.
Okay.
And compLexity doesn't want that to happen. They want to have this aggro dual lane / tri lane versus the puck and leave the Sanking alone on his midst. And that does look like it's going to be happening here. Puck is bottom, and it does look like compLexity this time, they have the read going down. Chessie is down there. They're sending Sanking toward top. And 3 runes will be claimed for compLexity this time around. Z-Freak also is starting with a Blightstone on AA level 1.
Oh, Blightstone AA.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay.
A little bit of bonus minus armor versus Tiny, since Tiny is 0 armor. That can be pretty critical to be able to get that extra little bit of damage here. So I think that compLexity has the lanes that they wanted exactly here coming around.
I mean, to the point where, do you think EG will react to that? Like, will they switch up the lanes or will they just stick with what they've got?
Well, they've got their TPs. I think they can make that decision when they see it. I think they probably would like to. Like, Sanking versus Tiny is not really the most fun because you get hit by Caustic all the time, but at least you have the tree throw damage and the tree that you hold with the cleave. And Puck isn't going to, like, get shut down. And okay, she gets a courier snipe this game. That's a wrench into the midst.
Yeah, it only leaves that one pool tango left for Limp in terms of regen, and he's already getting spammed out by the Mystic Snake.
Yeah.
That could make things pretty damn tricky for Limp in that mid lane.
So Sanking, oh wow, they're actually getting a lot of damage here on Moo. They don't have a stun either, Moo.
Ah, he's gone. Surely.
It's a salve. Yeah, he's okay.
Okay.
That Caustic proc slowing down the Tiny just enough for Moo to be able to get away, but no salve top. Moo is very low up here. So they're actually pretty happy with the Tiny being up here. And I think it's a better lane actually for the Tiny when I just think back on it is he doesn't want to be versus Undying and CK.
Okay.
Undying CK would just demolish him. And Universe is fine with being sacked a bit. Limp is forced back to base because of that courier kill. You right there, buddy?
I'm good. Indeed, no one getting the first blood as of yet. Sumail, as you say, getting all the space in the mid lane. It's pretty much the dream for him that snipe that Fear was able to get, and Fear looking to make himself apparent on these other lanes. He's eyeing up top.
Yeah,
so
Fear.
He's got eyes on him.
This is really good place here. Look, they're already doing pretty damn good up here. Moo actually has 0 last hits on the Sanking, getting very heavily punished by the right clicks coming up from the Tiny's tree, and he could be in some trouble here. Fear actually unable to get the rotation, to get the sandwich on him with the double stuns. But yeah, he says 0 last hits on the safe lane Sanking versus an 11 last hits on Tiny. They actually find the Z-Freak.
Yeah, that's the easier kill as well. Dragging him back into the 2-man avalanche. They do get the burrow strike from Moo, trying to buy some time for the escape, but Z-Freak will pop. First blood for Fear. And Moo takes quite the beating as well.
Clutch movement by Fear.
Yeah, Fear doing a lot so far in this early game. Down bottom, Universe will jump away. Steep in the tree line, so should be fine for now.
So similar movement that they did last time, and Crit now gets the lift onto Moo.
Again, they're looking for more. Avalanche comes through after the burrow strike. coL on Arteezy forces the Tiny to back up, but Moo He's very low. Crit's going to search for him. Moo's starting to salve up. Salve will be cancelled. They do get crit. Moo chasing for Fear, and in fact with coL turning up as well, this time compLexity should be able to get the cleanup. Fear's got the heal going. It's buying him some time. Is it really going to be enough to get him out of there? It's looking pretty close. Moo should have the burst strike back in a second though, and indeed with a second instance of cold feet, Z-Freak will be set up for the double kill. So this time compLexity able to shut down EG's aggression on that top lane, and that is scary. You know, Evil Geniuses can't let that sort of aggressive lane that they're trying to pull together fall apart and get punished.
Yeah. I mean, coL has to be up here. This now gives Universe a little bit more leeway in the bottom lane, though, as this Puck versus melee hero matchup. But there's no way that he can't be up here to help the sanking. I mean, Moose still has 0 last hits, dude.
I mean, I'm looking at mid lane as well. The start that the Sumail got is had just propelled him to dominate this matchup. 22 for 10 against Limp's 10 for 1.
Dude, Courier Snipes just really destroy games, honestly.
It's so hard for Limp to play. I mean, again, has he got any regen on him, Limp?
He's got some tangos.
He's got some tangos. Okay. It's not great, though. Sumail is just having the easiest lane of his life. And
Dusa has gotten... He has actually gotten buffed, kind of, because not only just the buff specifically that he got from his talents and from everything, but the middle lane, look how tiny the ramp is now. You pretty much always get hit by Snake if you walk up. Top lane again, coL.
A little bit hard as he go on, and Arteezy doesn't quite find the range for the Avalanche, so they'll let them be. Arteezy's fine to continue to just go back to farming on this top lane, focusing on that.
Yeah, now they've switched the lanes. They've realized this is too much of a blunder for Moo. They bring the Chaos Knight top.
Jump back, Fear's creep.
They get it. A little bit of golden experience bounty. And lane swap. Arteezy goes bottom.
I mean, Limp, I feel like as well, Limp is at a point just going to have to look to go into the jungle and start arrowing the big creeps, because laning is going to get so tricky for him. I mean, if it hasn't already, as we can see, with this sort of 2-level advantage Sumail has. 30 for 15, double the CS, and a lot of denies as well for Sumail's Medusa.
Chesty's still farming very well, though, for coL. So he's going to be like the big saving grace for them in the laning phase. But yeah, this is the second time I've seen Limp go back to base now in this middle lane in 5 minutes. No. Getting some caustic harassment onto Arturi.
No, it's easy on his own down here, but the 1v1 should be fine with the wave pushing under the tower. Z-Freak. Very close to Universe. Universe nearly level 5, as it were. coL. Still really trying to find a place where he can do something big, and Chessie's sort of alone. Just because he has to back away. Universe starts to get a little hairy. If they get the telekinesis into the double stomp, Chessie could be in a lot of trouble. He has got Phantasm.
Bottom lane, Arteezy.
So he chased down, and with the toss. Not going to be enough to bring down Moo, so compLexity get the kill. Infuse range up, keeping Moo alive there.
But, I mean, EG's doing like, this is exactly what they needed to do in this game. The lanes were incredibly important for them. They've done a great job of just coming out ahead in them at the time being. With an Undying lineup, you need to come pretty hard out of the lanes. Otherwise, you can suffer quite a lot in that mid game.
On top, there's the play. Phantasm, though, does duke out the first stun. The second stun still comes flying through them with the avalanche and toss. Chessie's falling low, pops the stick charges, but they'll chase him down, chuck the tree onto the head of the horseman. And Artur takes the kill. And that's Phantasm down.
Yeah, it was a nice little Phantasm, though, to dodge the first Centaur stun. But, yeah, it pays with his life, and now they don't have that big ability, which they kind of need. I mean, they don't really need the ability, but they need the CK to have a very good game since all the other lanes are
they need him farming.
Not going well. Arteezy's almost got double the net worth of Limp. I mean, the courier snipe, honestly, Fear, setting up everything. Not only that, but making his way toward that top lane. He's shut down all of compLexity's positives.
TP's coming through. So coL and Chessie are going to look to hold. Keep that tier 1 alive. They'll drop the tombstone down. EG already on the retreat. Oh, Chessie can't quite get the grab there. Tries to bring him back with the rift. They're a little too speedy. And again, this mid lane. What are you going to do about this Surveil?
Moose rotating over. Sumail's a bit far up.
He's playing very aggressively. He does always have 3 points in the mana shield. We'll see if that is actually going to be enough as the burst strike into arrow comes through. And looks like Sumail getting a little bit too cocky in that mid lane. He did dominate. He's got a lot of farm. He's got a lot of worth, but Yeah, he can't really move in like that.
He hadn't seen Mu in quite a long time. coL now getting stunned up. They've got the follow-up from Universe and Arteezy. Do they have enough damage, though, with the double decay? He's very tanky.
Right, Chelsea's going to be there as well. He's going to look for the turnaround. Brings back Artur. I've got Z-Freak heading over to the neighborhood as well, but Chelsea not quite enough damage and control to bring down Arteezy, so Arteezy will be fine.
Who got the last hit on the Medusa? Oh, it was Mu. Okay, I was going to say Limp really needs to get the kill, but gets hit by a snake. Down to very low mana again. And Limp's going to probably get forced out of the lane or get a bottle soon to build sustain. Top tower already gets dropped.
We'll be able to drag back Universe. Universe still with the... Oh, that's Soul Rip.
God.
Destroyed him there.
The crit from Chesty into the Soul Rip. Okay.
All right, they bring down Uni. They do lose that tier 1 tower. EG claiming the objective, and overall as we see 2k gold lead.
I don't think Uni expected that much damage to come out there.
A massive burst. I think if he did, he would have jumped sooner.
Yeah. Bottom lane, crit, Arteezy. They're setting up Universe too.
Telekinesis and silence. They'll get the chance to burrow strike out.
The tree throw.
Off he goes.
Bam!
Bullseye.
That's what? Is that 3 tree throw kills? Oh, no, 2 tree throw kills.
Arteezy looking very comfortable on the Tiny that he's been pulling out a few games recently.
Yeah.
And build-wise, oh, they may even find more. Avalanche is going to miss. Cold Feet will cause Arteezy to have to back up, and actually with that Avalanche missing, it will cost them the kill. They don't get Z-Freak, despite the usage of the Dream Coil as well from Universe.
Yeah, the Ice Vortex bonus movement speed, just pushing Z-Freak just out of range of that Avalanche. Well, musical lanes quite a lot this game. I mean, it's now 10 minutes into laning phase is mostly over, but we've been seeing a lot of movements coming out from coL, just trying to get better matchups because of how the lanes just didn't go in their favor. Even though they have 2 kills in advantage over EG, the gold is definitely EG favored, mostly because of that Medusa, of course, over the Mirana.
Arteezy able to clean up a nice stack here. Yeah, maybe it was just one of the little creeps though that Limp was able to grab with that arrow, so it doesn't quite get the snipe that he was after. And as we've been saying, despite Samael feeding his way his life in a bit of a overconfident play, he's still very good in farm. He's 4.8k, miles ahead of Limp, and putting some pressure onto this tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Complexity put the Moonlight Shadow. They are, by the looks of it, just trying to save Chesty as things were beginning to get a bit hairy up top. Now looking towards Samael, who's coming forward, but he's a very hard hero to do anything against at this stage of the game with the tools they have. Level 10.
They want this tower from EG. Yeah. They used the enchant on the catapult to be able to try to push in with Universe's rotation.
Nice blast inbound, but not going to make the connection. coL dropping the tombstone as well.
Yeah, tombstone and sandstorm dissuades EG.
And Samael, he'll probably want to just farm that tombstone.
Yep.
That's going to be some easy gold for him right there. Easy 150. Tower as well. It's just they're just handing money to Samael on a plate.
Mask of Madness will be finished up for Sumail now, and it looked like they were stacking Ancients, so they do have just 1 stack, but they do have Hero to Hero to farm it.
He was trying to play around there for the deny. Doesn't get it, but it also doesn't cost him his life. Burrow Strike will save him.
Limp gets some space bottom.
He's getting a decent amount as well. Samael comes in with a TP. Will allow EG to hold on to this tier 1 tower.
2 tower advantage, already 11 minutes. Fear doing his job as the Enchantress, definitely this game. And Crit continuing to stack those Ancients up for the Medusa and Tiny. Yes. As well as Fear stacking up Ancients.
Oh, Artur. Crit with the Avalanche again. And as we're seeing, Chesty at this stage can't do too much about that Tiny in a 1v1 without the Phantasm. And even with the fact that there's that 0 Agi, with the Agi items being picked up, he is starting to build up a bit of armor himself, Arteezy, and, well, Mu, rotation.
I think Mu's starting to realize something this game, though. He goes for the Urn and the Bracer, but he's not actually completing the drum just yet. He's queued up the Blink. I think he has to, too. There's no really playmakers on the side of compLexity besides him. Sure, you can see the Mirana try to set up for ganks and stuff, though, but killing Medusa is very difficult because of how tanky she is, and I mean, Arteezy is just sitting back and farming. He's now going to continue to start to farm that Ancient stack that we were mentioning, but he doesn't have Tree Grab for a couple seconds, so maybe 1 more stack.
Samael just getting 3 kills on his own. Finds Z-Freak alone. In response, Limp does manage to burst down Fear with the magical. Smell still standing strong, continue to push this tower in. And getting bigger and bigger on the Medusa.
Easy, cleaning up that ancient stack. It is under vision of complexity though, so they do know this is all happening, so they're trying to get on the aggression during it. Mu stepping up. Just trying to maybe look for some kind of rotation coming in, but unable to.
I mean, as you say, you know, without the Kunkka that complexity is so used to playing with, the catch is very small until that blink comes online.
Yeah. Need catch when you have Undying. Makes it really tough when neither of your supports have a real lockdown. Mu finds out Arteezy, but does Arteezy find Mu?
Yep, tosses him back into the hands of Fear. He's got the Burrow Strike and the Moonlight Shadow. Tree throw. It's going to be off the mark. Mu will survive as the Moonlight Shadow saves him. He's continuing to look just that little bit better for Evil Geniuses so far off the back of the lanes. That mid lane matchup definitely still being felt.
It's a good chunk better, since they do have Medusa in their draft. Like having an advantage in the early game is absolutely massive. When you're not only when you have Medusa, but you're playing versus an Undying lineup. Like Undying wants to be able to get more out of this. He wants to be able to group up and be able to take some towers. But 14 minutes in, Complexity still hasn't taken one. Bottom tower's almost dead.
Oh, the Invis Ring dispels the smoke, but Crit very, very quick with a Dust of Appearance. Straight away, pops it, and will be able to catch Mu.
Mu is suffering. Only 35. 35 last hits on Mu, 1, 2, and 3. Whenever we see, well, most of the time we see him playing the Sanking, and when Complexity does win with it, it's because Mu is having an excellent game.
Yeah, he normally has massive impact, and
he's really getting shut down.
Arteezy, look who he's found. Does find the toss back very nicely into Fear's Centaur creep, and coL doesn't get a chance to throw out a single
takes
spell.
The arrow, though.
See if they can finish him off. They're trying to move forward. Chessie has the Phantasm. Samel trying to peel them away from Arteezy with the Stone Gaze, and for the most part it's working. Chessie's still going to see if he can grab someone with the Rift, but they're already out of range. And that's Phantasm down, and they're not finding kills with it.
So again this time around too, Complexity doesn't really have great tools to farm Ancient stacks. Sure, they have Phantasm right now to do that, which helps them a bit, but besides ultimates, we look at EG, they have much better tools to be able to just farm those Ancients. Medusa and Tiny both can clear them up incredibly fast, and so we see Arteezy constantly doing. EG is stacking Ancients up and farming them with both heroes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
coL will claim their first tower of the game.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
The line is drawn, they're trying to get the aggression going in the mid lane. The toss comes out.
Again, this setup, this catch, the easy kill. Samel with the kill secure.
Nice steal for Rubik as well. Takes the Ice Vortex, one of the better spells when he has a Puck and a Tiny on his team. Complexity smoked up. Can they actually find anything out of this though?
They really need to. They're falling behind quite heavily so now.
I think they need to start like blocking these Ancients, honestly. They're a big problem for them. Sumail farming under vision. Looks like they want to try to set up for him.
He's got Stone Gaze back up in 10 seconds, so they'll have to be quick about it, as he will have chance to set up for a reaction. This could get a little hairy for Complexity. If they're unlikely to be able to burst down Sumail immediately, they'll find an easier hero to burst, though. Straight on to the Puck, Epicenter being thrown out. Everything's there to claim Universe's life. So it's not a Sumail, it's not an Arteezy, but Universe, they'll certainly take it with the way that Complexity are behind. Any sort of core pick-off is a good one.
Yeah, agreed. Can they lead it into a tower, though? That's probably the most important thing. Rubik actually steals Epi.
Oh! Alright.
Good chunk of damage.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad steal at all.
Not a reliable stun.
Sure, I mean, I guess you could maybe even say, yeah, the Burrow Strike's probably better, but yeah, I mean, we could see some flashy plays with the Epi.
Sumail getting gone on here. Chessie, though, is very low.
I was going to say, this you could not go on Sumail like that. The team's just going to turn. They're going to fight back. Stolen Epi from Crit as he chases down Chessie, tries for the TP out. He isn't going to make it. And now the Tombstone's down. It doesn't matter. Sumail's just going to be able to farm it up again. Easy 150 gold for Sumail on the Medusa. coL getting tossed up and broken down.
Uh-oh.
I mean, that was just a desperation play. As Complexity, you cannot be diving towers on Sumail, because Sumail is absolutely massive, and there is no way that their lineup takes him down before EG get a chance to react.
This game's looking very grim for Complexity. Already a 7k gold lead when the opposing team has a Medusa and you have an Undying. I feel like a broken record a little bit, but Undying really suffering in these type of games where the pace is not what you want it to be. You want to be constantly fighting around towers, being able to take advantage of your tombstone, but they can't. They don't have great catch, they don't have great damage, and the lanes were such a blunder.
Interesting stats because Kyle's only got 2 games on Undying in his competitive history.
I usually see him playing like the disablers, the team fighters. Like Undying, sure, team fighter, but when you have no disables on your 2 supports, it makes the game just really hard to play. Your rotations aren't natural.
Oh, and mid, Limp, he's been caught out. Avalanche will be off the mark. Ooh, quickly, Limp will survive.
Chessie has Echo Saber finished up. They're looking for Arteezy here.
It will be a big kill. The creep's actually going to block the arrow, but with the Phantasm, they'll look to chase. Arteezy, he's going to get shredded.
Yep.
Gets brought back. They get the kill. Roshan does go down. EG able to claim it in time. Crit looking for the TP out. Will make it out. So at the end of the day, sure, they lose Arteezy, but I think that's a sacrifice that EG will be fine with. They still get the Roche. Samael's still alive. He picks up the Aegis. Sure, they're down Arteezy for 30 seconds, but
he's probably
compLexity can't get much more out of it.
Yeah, he's probably saying space.
Move. Quick Sandstorm to blink out. He has to get away. And it's exactly that build that you said Samael will go for, of course, at the start of this game.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get to say it actually on the when we tuned back in. But yeah, we've been seeing this a lot in Europe. People were picking CK, and the instant pick would be Medusa, and you rush the Aghanim since the Mystic Snake just instantly kills that Phantasm. It's pretty damn strong.
I mean, that is pretty crazy. And then the thing is, the Ags isn't even that bad in sort of the overall sense. It's still got...
Yeah, the stats are decent.
The stats are good for the Medusa. And that's sort of what the instant stone is. It's very annoying to play against because that snake's pretty low cooldown. You get a few of those off in the fight.
It literally just one-shots the Phantasm. So it's like you have to either have the Blink Dagger and go for like these instant burst plays on the CK, which he is going to try to go for, but it's still very hard to play top lane Mu.
He's been caught out and backup's in. Samael's there. Can Mu play his way out of this one with the Dream coL? There's not really many ways he can escape, and indeed he can't. Smoke up from EG. Ready to try and look for more off the back of that Mu pickoff. With Fear leading the way, they may just find it. coL, they have to back up. They've got to play so carefully with these heroes off the map. Chessie would be the big target. It's been backed up by Kyle and Limp for now. Got the ward down. If anyone comes too close to this staircase, maybe the last time they see that staircase. compLexity will be fine. They keep themselves away. Samael just getting all the space in the world. I mean, we saw game 2 was a bit of the Arteezy show with the farming getting on Jaro. This time, Samael taking the lead. And it's nice to see that how evil geniuses have this flexibility with the way they can play. One game, Samael's on the playmaker, looking for objectives as DP. The other game, Samael, he's the position one effectively. And Arteezy on the Tiny, he's that mid-game playmaker. And Samael, he's just building up, he's farming, and he's getting absolutely massive.
Level 17 already in Dusa. The next highest levels are 14. So he's got a huge advantage already for Sumail. compLexity now, trying to take a fight.
Chessie. See if he can get a grab. Samael, not really the one he wants to be bringing in.
All of EG positioned on the high ground here perfectly.
And you can, yeah, Chessie is very much respecting Samael. He cannot open up onto this target. I mean, he throws out a stun, but it's very hard for compLexity to get the teeth stuck into this Medusa.
Mu catches a slight vision of crit there, but they also know where Mu is. They were pinging him out from Universe. They get the jump on Mu.
They're trying to move in. Mu gets the burst strike straight away. Universe silence onto 2. Dream coL's down onto Chessie, and with the toss, Chessie, he can't get out of single spell. Does get off the Phantasm actually, but it doesn't matter. Instantly gets wiped.
Oh, and Limp gets hit by the impetus.
Oh, Mu. He tried to epi, but he cancels it.
I don't think he could have really gotten anything out of it.
No, I don't think it matters.
It's 12k gold lead already now.
Yeah, this is looking pretty grim. Ice Blast totally off the mark from Z3. Things are falling apart for compLexity here in this game 3 decider. Buyback from Limp. They know that they can't afford to lose a Rax against this Medusa. Samael, a little low on the mana, but look what's coming out to him. I believe he has the Aghanims.
He does have
on the courier.
Already. He's absolutely enormous here. And Limp, I mean, Limp has half of Sumail's net worth on the Mirana. Not just like half. 13.5 to 6.8. That's,
oh boy,
that's a massive discrepancy. He's just unable to really get back in, and he has to use buyback there.
And it's kind of funny in these last 2 games. It's very much been about the little things that the supports have done. Yeah. I say little, but they've ended up being massive. You know, last game crit and the play around the Roshan. This game, Fear. And that Courier Snipe. That Courier Snipe, it's really done it. It really did have a big impact that's led to this point.
It was the Courier Snipe and just how well they... I mean, that top lane...
Yeah.
Moo had... I said it like a couple times. I think Moo had 0 CS at almost the 4 or 5 minute mark or something on the Sand King. And he usually is dominating. They do find Sumail here. He's got Aegis, though.
I was going to say, they're just going to turn straight away. These are desperate plays from coL. They do find the Enchantress, but there's no way that they can get Sumail. They're going to continue to try, continue to poke, but you're not bringing down this Medusa like that. I mean, at this stage, when Stonegaze is up, you can throw 5 heroes of complexity at Sumail, and you still wouldn't have enough at this stage. With the way that they're behind.
Whenever I see the few times like I've seen complexity actually struggle is when I see them not being able to get these group ups. When they can group up and push towers together with Z-Freak getting involved too.
Yeah.
These last 2 games when Z-Freak was playing the Wyvern, he was split pushing a lot. This time again, he was the AA kind of playing on the side lanes with the Midas, and they can't really take these big head-on-head fights. I mean, of course, it was because of the lanes how hard they went, but they can't take these straight-up engagements into tower pushes like they usually do. Universe.
Yeah, let's get the initial stun. They've got the follow-through. Universe will get caught out.
A little bit cheeky there by him. Jumping in to try to push the wave out. Gets punished.
RTZ pretty much with the Assault Crest complete 24 minutes in. Very similar timing, I feel, to the game we saw him play Tiny the other day. They're very good at playing around this Tiny lineup and making sure that the RTZ is getting involved with the kills and gets this incredible pace of farm. Moo jumps forward, but immediately with the telekinesis into Stolen Burrow Strike, Avalanche Toss combo from Artur. Moo is punished.
Krait's just in the perfect position there.
And this game, it's this sort of game 1 turned on its head. Game 1 at this stage looked pretty impossible for EG to win. Game 3 now looking very, very hard for complexity to turn around.
I mean, they had the early game draft. They had the early game lineup. They had to make the lanes go super well for them, but this Enchantress completely shut all that down, and I'm not seeing a way back. They're playing versus a Medusa at this kind of a deficit. I don't think they can come back. They have to try to get some huge kill advantages that EG just dives, but it's really tough.
EG's draft this game has just been absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
It really that 5th pick Medusa has just caused so many issues. It was such a strong, stable mid laner in the sense that it just didn't need that much help.
I'm loving crit on this Rubik too.
Yeah. I mean, he's pulling out the plays. He's having a great series on Rubik. Mid lane, they catch out Chesty. He's falling low. Sorit will keep him alive. Mood just come back in with a Burrow Strike. And in fact, they should get Fear. They'll throw down an Ice Blast onto his grave, just to be sure. So again, it's a pick-off, but we've seen this a few times, that they can kill Fear on the Enchantress, but they really struggle killing anyone else on the EG's lineup.
Yeah.
And another Tombstone for Sumail. I believe that's the 3rd one he's farmed this game.
Plus 200. The little mini stun. The little mini stun Stonegaze as well from the Mystic Snake is super annoying for coL. Not to mention, of course, whenever Phantasm gets used, it's going to be pretty useless again. Moo.
Oh, they found him. They've got the Dream coil again. Coming through with a Stolen Burrow Strike. And Moo taken down again. Chesty also falling low. He's trying desperately to get back up to the base and will escape.
I feel like I feel like Crit always has the Burrow Strike in this game.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him miss steal and sort of grab Sandstorm.
No.
No, you're right. It feels like he always gets his hand on the good one. This is pretty crazy now.
It's just so hard for him to come back. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're almost certainly on the verge of seeing EG secure themselves the spot in the grand finals here in the NA regional qualifiers.
Oh, and Lip.
Yeah, caught out outside the base, trying to run, trying to hide, but the snake comes through Sumail. Limps down, 60 seconds. EG may just go for that high ground push. They're close to Butterfly and Sumail. I mean, EG, there really is no pressure on them to hurry this game up.
There's no deep push either on the side of coL. They're just going to try to keep spamming out Sumail with Cold Feet with Burrow Strikes, but they have the Force Staff on him, or the Hurricane Pike, that is.
They've got the Frost Mage armor as well from Fit.
And Arteezy's got the AC a bit ago, so now they can start to get that big siege going.
Easy push indeed. Moo jumps forward, quick with the telekinesis. They're trying to come in with a combo, but the silence is up straight away onto Moo, falling down low. He's not going to be able to get himself out of that one as Moo drops alongside Chesty. Mu has buyback. Chessie does not have that luxury. Another tombstone into the bank accounts of Evil Geniuses. As coL will pop the fortification, but this is looking pretty much all but over. As Evil Geniuses just crushing compLexity in their base. They'll take the tier 3 tower. They'll get the Rex as well as a 20k gold lead. Mu's buying back. They're popping the Moonlight Shadow. They're trying for the plays, desperately holding on in this series. But it may just be too late. Mu goes for the Burrow Strike. There's the follow-up power onto Fear, but Limp can't jump in aggressively to finish off the kill. He has to back away from Sumail. That's the completed butterfly. Sumail having such a smooth game on this Medusa.
They can't bring this man down.
There is no way that he dies this game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There is literally, there just is, if you add the numbers up on compLexity, it just equals a big fat no. When you look at the chances of bringing down Sumail's.
Yep.
A prize.
21k gold lead, 15k experience lead. Roche is going to be spawning soon. And this will probably be coL making a last-ditch effort to try to take some big fight, but like you said, they do not have the damage to deal with this dude, so he just walks 4 steps into Chessie.
Oh, Chessie's going to pop the Phantasm. He will jump for. They do have the Ice Blast, and in fact, with the Ice Blast debuff, maybe they can bring Medusa down. Sumail's falling low. They do get it. That is big, but I don't know if they can win the rest of the fight. They have lost 2. They'll get Fear. Mu finds the Burrow Strike onto crit, but Universe going forward with the Orb. They've claimed 2. Arteezy picks up the double kill as he grabs D-Freak on the side of it all. Crit with the stolen Burrow Strike in onto Mu. Has the Sandstorm again, a Burrow Strike back in return, allowing Mu to blink away. Universe trying to chase. Mu will get out. I mean, this is quite an achievement that they bring down Sumail, but at the end of the day, it still doesn't matter. EG is still winning the team fight overall.
It was literally everything hitting him. He got hit by an arrow with the Reality Rift, pulled him back into the arrow, Ice Blast, everything on top of him. And yeah, they end up losing 3 heroes for it, and the Phantasm expended.
Arteezy just cleaning up on the back lines. Arteezy's got the money for the Shiva's Guard, so yep. With this build as well, just totally compensating for the main sort of fault with the heroes. It was with no Agi.
He's the tank.
He's got an incredible amount of armor now. He's got 36 armor for a hero that has no agility gain.
Yeah.
That's a lot of armor.
He's just being that, like, he's trying to be like that frontliner for the Dusa in a way. Even though Dusa's already so tanky, he doesn't really need to be doing... He already does damage naturally with the tree grab and SNY. Lame. No, he has no leaps available. They don't have the reveal for him at the moment. Until Fear gets closer, he does have some sentries. Puts one down. They see him for a second.
Yeah, they get the grab. Just on the edge. Telekinesing him back. He's dusted up as well. Arteezy's there with a wraparound. Limp's gone.
And they're looking for more. They don't have the dust available just yet.
But they've got the Yule set up. Buying time to close in on coL. coL gets tossed back. Burst down by crit.
Oh boy. That's the looks it's it.
This is getting very rough. Not that it hasn't been really for the last 15 minutes. This game has been entirely in EG's control.
Yeah.
Definitely feeling like this time round the draft from EG was just so perfect. Again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Having this Medusa in this lineup has done so much. Again, they're throwing everything in on him. Can they bring him down? The Ice Blast is upon him. He's falling low. He should go beneath the threshold. They'll toss him away from them, but he still goes down. But again, it cost them Limp's life, Chessie's life as well. GG, well played is cool. It doesn't matter if they're killing Sumail when it's costing them the entirety of their team's life.
Damn. That was very well played by EG. Just again, being able to farm, having these 2 heroes that can farm ancient stacks as well as just how well the lanes went. They pull so far ahead over compLexity, and it seems like the job is like shut down Mu, and compLexity really suffers.
Yeah.
He's like the big playmaker, especially in this game since he's like the only disabler. Sure, they have like CK and stuff, but he's the big catch for them. Undying and AA, these 2 heroes can't really roam and make these ganks happen, so they shut down Sanking, and the game just looks really difficult for coL.
Absolutely. Evil Geniuses, it's sort of waking up over the course of the series. It's game 1. It felt like they weren't quite there, but they sorted out the issues, especially with their hero picks. And game 2 and game 3 being easier and easier for EG as it progressed. They'll be moving on straight to the finals. They've secured their spot in the final series of today, and compLexity get knocked down off the back of this, and will be playing up against Digital Chaos in the next series. But any final thoughts on EG and coL on day 2, this final day of the region qualifiers?
Looks like last pick is pretty damn important, right? The first game it was the TA that really solidified everything for compLexity. This game it was the Dusa from EG. So last pick.
Last pick. It's all about who gets it, who utilizes the best in the draft. That's it from myself. Before we have to bring the panel back in, Grant, your boys are doing it.
What up? Nah, not my boy. Well, they are, but you know, unbiased here. But man, they slaughtered them, huh?
Just a bit. Just a bit, Grant.
Lumi's 100% now, dude.
He took your throne.
Yeah.
This guy's nuts.
Wait, who's keeping track of stats?
Fogged, I guess.
Fogged, apparently. Thanks, Fogged. Thanks, someone.
No, that was, I don't know, that was just a far better game than EG's played, I think, throughout this whole series. They just looked good.
Yeah.
Won the laning phase. They farmed Ancients. They pushed towers. Pretty much an all-around game.
Typical EG warm-up game.
At the end there, but yeah. I don't know. compLexity, like, it felt like they wanted to push a little bit harder. They wanted to, like, push the tempo, and they just never did. And then Undying's just a Garbo hero after 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, not having a stun between you due to Sables is pretty tough to be able to play out oftentimes. They were entirely reliant. The Mirana covered a lot of that. Yeah. That problem, being able to have the Sand King into the arrow stun, helped them a lot with being able to focus down the Medusa. But
only their cores had stuns.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was kind of rough for them to be able to play out and especially get initiations early. They really had to have Moo go straight for that Blink Dagger just to cover, again, another weakness.
Yep.
I didn't really like the AA plus the Undying combination because early on in the game, you can't expect your Sand King or Mirana to leave the lane to rotate gank. So I felt like if you have AA, you needed another support that has stuns or vice versa.
Yeah.
I also think Mirana is an issue. It did add to the stun department.
Ooh. We have a phone call.
All right.
I believe we are talking to Crit. Hello, Crit.
Hey, guys.
Hey, congrats on the series.
Thank you.
So, Rubica, that second game, that Aegis steal, and actually the Roshan steal as well. Can you talk us through how it was for your point of view?
Well, there's not much to say about it, honestly. In the moment, your team is dead, and you know it's like a big gain if you do it. So just kind of went for it. Sometimes you get lucky. So
it felt game saving. It was a lot of fun to watch as well.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yep. I mean, Crit, you just won a series. You're going to the grand finals now. I mean, you beat coL. I mean, is there any emotion in you, like happiness or anything?
Well, I think even after the second game, which was a pretty good game for me, I don't really feel too happy about it because I don't know if this series is. I mean, it's a nice win for us, and it was hard to play against compLexity, but at the same time, we know that we might just play them in a best of 3 later again, so it's not the biggest difference for us, I guess.
So, how are you going to? What are you going to do these next couple hours here? Watch the game.
I mean, we're going to watch the game and eat and stuff. Just get ready for the finals.
Crit, how did it feel going back to the 4 position? Obviously, you had to take a little bit of sidestep last year, play the 5, be the captain. Does it feel good just to focus on being the playmaker?
Yeah, it feels good. I have more fun in this role for sure. There's been a bit of an adaptation period here for me after TI, but I feel like I'm getting back into it, so that's nice.
And what about the team? I know things were kind of shaky before this patch. You guys went through some tournaments, didn't really have the success you were really looking for. Now that you're beginning to get some wins to your belt, you feeling more confident about this EG?
Sure. I mean, every time you lose, if you're actually a good team and good players, you'll gain more from losing than winning. And I think we did a good job after our losses, using it to the benefit. And
can you say anything that you felt like you did learn from those losses?
I mean, it's all about communication for this team. How we talk to each other in the game, how we make calls, how we show on the map. All this, it's things that we start talking about after losses, you know. And I also think that starting our new patch, this 5 players of us was pretty nice. Everyone knows it came a bit late. I think the teams that were the same since TI had a bit of an advantage because they played those 5 players on the same patch. We got in Fear, so it's like this is like a kind of a fresh start for us on the patch, which feels good.
Any questions, Lumi?
I wanted to ask about EG's choice of double cores. That it seems like it farms a lot because you guys ran Gyro Medusa yesterday, Gyro or Tiny plus Medusa again. From an outside perspective, it feels like it's really greedy and really farming oriented. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean it's a bit greedy, I guess, but I think also at the same time, even though we have Tiny Medusa, we still have like a Tiny and a Puck and a Rubik, which are all pretty strong at fighting, and we have Enchantress, which is a really good laner. So I feel like we have really good drafts that cover most bases for us, and it just, even though we have these heroes that are good late game, we still have the early game covered, which was pretty important against this team specifically. They're a pretty aggro team, so.
Yeah, it felt like a good balance that you had against complexity.
What are you gonna eat? You said you're gonna eat some food. You're not getting McDonald's, are you?
I don't know. We ordered some food a couple of hours ago. I don't know what we got. I can't remember actually, but there's something there.
That's good.
Well,
You got some winning food that you want them to eat or something?
I would just say Chipotle. I love Chipotle.
It might be Chipotle actually, I'm not sure.
That's a good call.
Right, I hope it's Chipotle for you, Crit. I wish you a bon appetit, but we'll see you back in a couple of hours when you're playing against, well, either DC or Complexity in Grand Finals. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
See.
Thank you. That was Crit from Evil Geniuses, who hopefully gets Chipotle for their lunch. I think it will be.
You finishing up the interview. We're talking about like how EG is a team. We're talking about heroes and stuff. So what you eating?
Yeah, I mean, no one cares about the garbage.
No. It's actually like the perfect ending, right? You don't want to get too dry and too serious.
And honestly, Chipotle. That is the one thing. While I've been in Europe, sorry to take the conversation, man, I miss Chipotle. Like legitimately, like family, friends, whatever. But Chipotle. I'm about to start crying. I miss it.
Okay, well, we can take a look at the brackets to, you know, mask up that you might be shedding a tear there. We have Complexity dropping to the lower bracket, and that means that they will face Digital Chaos in the match that awaits us next.
Type.
Yeah, it's another best of 3, and it will be a tough match. We saw Digital Chaos yesterday. They did get beaten quite handily by EG earlier that day, but when they played against Optic, they looked pretty good.
They played. This is like the complete opposite styles. It feels like coL, very in your face, quick style. And yesterday, I mean, DC, they had the lead like the entire game, but they play so slow and methodically. At least in that second series, like the first series looked a little different. That second series, I mean, didn't they have the lead the entire game? But they did it 1K by 1K. Didn't overdo anything. I mean, very slow play.
Maybe they played too slow for Complexity.
I mean, that's what.
Actually, you know, for the first 15 minutes, they run at each other.
They run at you, yeah.
It's just more that, you know, DC slows down, whereas Complexity keeps running at you. Yeah. So I think for the first 15 minutes, it's going to be a very interesting dance between the two teams.
And DC's always been bad at ending games. Like, just that's their one negative.
Grant, it's your last day of DreamLeague.
Yeah.
Hit that
Press that button.
baby.
Hit that motherfucking button. Oh shit, is it someone's birthday?
The monkey again, man.
Whose birthday is it?
Cat, you didn't tell us you were 35?
My birthday.
It is someone's
you just
birthday.
Look old.
We have a bunch of helium balloons.
Does balloon mean birthday? Is that?
Well, it's some kind of party.
It's your getaway present.
Dang.
It's a party. Am I getting a present?
Oh, can I pop one of these open and suck that helium?
What is the...
I will get that thing as well.
Oh, no.
Got
You
it.
guys ever just sucked down helium before? Is that just me?
That's just you.
No, you're the only person in the world
Well,
who's
I mean,
done
like
that.
like
a squeaky voice.
No, I mean like addicted to helium. Like you just suck that shit down.
Balloons! Smiley face. Each member of the panel.
Oh, I see this. This is where this is going.
Oh, I'm not sucking helium.
Please suck helium.
No.
No.
Oh, we get a fly away?
Has to create one balloon animal.
Oh, I thought we were going to play Mario Kart.
thank you.
Where you
Wait, you can't make
have to
animals
pop
off
each
of
other's
those
bubbles.
balloons.
Yeah. Don't you have to?
Ooh. But there's a requirement of things.
This is a
So
snake.
we want to see a turtle, a giraffe, a dog, a penguin, and a hedgehog. Wait a second. I have the actual balloons that you have to do.
Okay.
What are we doing with these?
I think they're just hanging out.
Well, if I let it go,
I
you
call
know,
a snake.
this ceiling is very high. They're never gonna see those again. All right. Cap, hold my balloons, please.
You ever remember when you were a kid? And
No.
Do you remember when you were a kid and you had a balloon and you like let it go in the parking lot and you were so sad?
You just watch it. It just drifts away forever, and you just like you can't get it back.
All right, wait up. I'm stuck in one of these down.
Well, that's a snake. You did it.
I will do the snake. Someone else does. No, we don't have a snake. We have to do a turtle, giraffe, a dog, a penguin, and a hedgehog.
Pump a bunch of the rest.
You guys.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I love me some helium.
You get that all the dicks
My
are going?
brain cells will just. I just love killing them.
How do you?
I don't think that's how helium
I
works.
think you're supposed to like.
Oh,
Are you
baby.
guys
That's the
supposed to
glue.
tie them?
Anyone else feeling
You're
good
supposed
right
to tie
now?
them in between as well.
Well, no, you don't. Here, make a giraffe out of that. I have a load.
No,
I'll
I
do
don't.
giraffe. I'll do giraffe.
Are you,
Oh.
Oh, well, we lost that one.
I was so excited to make a giraffe.
As said, this ceiling is super duper high. They're never going to see that ever again.
All right.
What's
I don't
happening
think
here?
these blow up very well.
Well, you're supposed to blow it
Oh,
up.
no,
with
no,
that
no,
thing.
no. There's a thing.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I
Cap?
know, but that's going to be really slow one by one. So if we could blow them up, that
All
would
right,
be
so
good. But I don't
you do that.
I don't think you can.
this is.
This is a python.
We lost that one.
Wait so what do I have to make?
A giraffe, a turtle, a dog, a penguin, and a hedgehog. Ooh, if we have two, I can easily make a dog, I think.
Here, give me another one too.
Okay, I will try to just blow them up and give them to you guys.
I'm just afraid these will just pop at any moment.
All right, give me that bad boy.
Wait, I got.
Okay.
How do I make a thing? Aren't you supposed to be able to do that? But
I don't know. You did it with this one.
yeah, I made a knot. I made a knot.
Oh yeah, just do that again.
Oh my god, but that was very difficult.
Yo,
but I will
didn't
make it
even
happen.
helium, man. It's pretty great, eh?
Not as intense.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get the knot undone.
Why?
I don't know, because I have nothing to do, Grant.
How do you make a knot?
I wanted to.
Like it
That's
doesn't
what I wanted
even.
to do.
Shiver, can you speed up the pumpage?
Oh, here's the pumpage.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, I don't think anyone wants to watch me pump some balloons.
Pump it.
Dude,
Pump
I
it
can
for the
actually,
camera, movie.
make a giraffe once I get that yellow balloon.
Is this the neck already?
Here's the yellow balloon.
Okay, get ready.
Give me
Yeah,
balloon.
yeah, actually, I can't even get the pumping going to begin with.
Now, people didn't know, back before I worked at Walmart, I was actually a clown in the circus. They called me Dimple.